Namaste. It's a very good news that schools in Karnataka are slowly opening up. I'm glad that government is taking decision to open up classes. Now it has opened up 6th to 10th. Maybe with time it will open up 1st to 10th. Why is it so important? Our students are stuck in their houses for several months now. They have never found their unlock. They are not able to socialize. They are not able to have their share of fraternizing and fun, which is really causing a lot of psychological impact on them. So it was very crucial to open up schools. All parents are extremely curious to know how would this transformation happen now from so many months of online class to this offline class in the presence of COVID and being cautious. So how to take this decision to send our child to school or not? So let me first tell you about the safety precautions taken by our school. Yes, invariably we have geared up ourselves for many months now, not weeks, many months. We are awaiting this day by doing a lot of exercises, lot of trainings. For example, all our staff, call it teaching, non-teaching, IAs, drivers, admin, all are trained to welcome our students back in a very safe environment. In this situation, training plays a very vital role, and we have understood that very well. In fact, we are even certified after a group of epidemiologists visiting our school for many days, assessing our SOPs, our protocols, seeing our preparedness, and have certified that we are prepared to open school for students. So that is a piece of confidence from an external agency that we are ready. We did it consciously because we wanted to be sure that we are in the right direction. We are actually doing things what has to be done. Needless to say that the building is actually meant for a lot more children than what we are housing now. So we have enough space to maintain decent social distancing. And we sanitize very regularly, and we have all the protocols in place. This is about the inspection and sanitizing and safety perspective. But important thing is we have come out with the concept of bubble, where one bubble will not infect another bubble. I would love to elaborate on this concept of bubble. As government has suggested, we have divided a section into two subsections. If it was 7th standard A section with 35 students, we have divided them into 17 and 18 and made them into 7th standard A1 and 7th standard A2. So we have reduced our section strength by 50%. And these students to start with in the transition would becoming alternate days. Which means to say that if I belong to 7A1, I come on Monday, I will not come to school on Tuesday, I will come only on Wednesday, I will not come on Thursday, I will again come on Friday. And 7A2 will come on other alternative days. So what actually happens is, 7A1 will never meet 7A2. So there are two distinct bubbles. A section, half of them will never meet another half. So we have reduced the class strength by 50%. And we ensure that these children are seated in a classroom which is meant for 35 students. That means there is sufficient gap when they are seated. And this bubble will never interact with any other bubble. What does it mean? Very important. 7th A1 will never meet 8A1 or 6th A1 in any class. Whether they are going to their PD period, whether they are having their co-curricular, whether they are having their language class, whatever is happening, this bubble will never meet another bubble. That means we have minimized the risk to 17 children maximum of. I repeat, we have minimized the risk to maximum of 17 people, which is the great part of bubble. These teachers and the admin and all other staff are also into different bubbles. Neither would they interact with each other. So, even if we find that there is some hiccup, there is a possibility of infection suspected, we dissolve that bubble of 17 and ensure the rest of the school continues to be unaffected by it. So if we find that 7A1 couple of children are possible infected through COVID, we suspend 7A1 totally. It will not affect 7A2 or anything else. So this is how this bubble concept works, which is a very important safety protocol what we have taken. Now parents will be wondering, is it must for my student to attend class? And if in case he has cold or cough, which children can very often have, definitely they are asked to stay back at home. Then how does it work? How will my child attend the classes? There is a concept called as blended learning, right? We had online, we had offline. Now both of it comes together as blended learning. That means simultaneously online and offline classes will be conducted by teachers. Children who come to school will have offline classes. The same thing gets streamed through video conferencing software for those children who are sitting at home. That means the same class happens to both online and offline. Yes, it is not as easy as we say it. It demands a lot of training to teachers to engage students both physically and digitally simultaneously. And our teachers are trained over last 2 months anticipating this. So they are blended learning capable. They are equipped to handle blended learning. In fact, the school had to ramp up itself a lot to accommodate blended learning. Now we have made each classrooms equipped with the necessary digital boards, each classroom equipped with the gadgets needed so that it is streaming the things what the teacher is teaching. Whatever the teacher is screen sharing in the video conferencing tool, the same thing gets live telecast in the classroom for students. So a lot of digital ramp up in the infrastructure has happened to make this blended education possible. So this opens up a possibility that the student, based on his health condition, student and parents can take a decision to send the child to school or not send the child to school. And the child will not miss the happenings of learnings even if the child is at home or if the child is at school. So this keeps that option wide open, which we think is a necessity for many more months to come. So blended education is the way we are going to go forward, which keeps that option open for all the students and parents. Let me talk about working hours. Now, if I belong to 7A1, considering the same example I was giving, I will come 3 days to school. I will stay home 3 days and have online learning, online blended learning. So yes, the school will start working for 6 days instead of 5 days it used to. So in these 6 days, 3 days would be online and 3 days would be offline. Of course, because the same thing is blended, the schools will start from 8:30 in the morning, unlike the luxury of starting at 9:30. So the school will start at 8:30 because children who come by transportation should reach by 8:30 to avoid the traffic and stuff like that. So we will be launching the new timetable, blended timetable, to start with 6th to 10th, and as and when other classes open up, very similar approach would be taken. And this might go for quite a few months or weeks till we are more confident to open classes for the full time or every day. So this is about the working hours of the school. Yes, parents will have to give their consent before sending their wards to school, which means to say that it is the discretion of the parent, and blended learning is the way in which we keep that possibility alive for parents to choose based on their wish. Now, talking about how often can they give their consent? It is once in 2 weeks probably we shall allow parents to revisit their decision. Once in couple of weeks we allow parents to revisit their decision with the situation around, so that they can change their mind if they don't want to send the child online, offline, whatever. One of the important decision making thing would be transportation. Yes, in transportation we will keep only one student in one seat, which is meant for 3 students. Not more than 20 students would be taken in a transportation, so that we expect children to maintain that social distancing between each other. But the catch is the route. Every now and then, if a student chooses to come to school or not choose to come to school, we need to keep changing our routes, which is not practical. So making routes is the most toughest thing the school will face in giving transportation. Parents from the other side might not understand this pain. That is why I'm here explaining. If 30 children are coming, there is a route made. There are 3 buses probably going. The moment it becomes 40, then the route changes. There will be 4 buses plying in different routes, so that we optimize the traveling time of students. So when it comes to transportation, we expect a lot of support from parents in being very decisive about their needs and being very cooperative and patient, because it's not going to be very easy for the school to provide transportation. My dear parents, we are doing all we can. In fact, we have a specialized medical center now, which is capable of addressing the medical needs of students, much more ramped up from what we had healthcare earlier, so that we are very, very safe. Obviously, our children are very precious. Not only our children, the parents and elderly back home are even precious. Obviously, we want to give the option for parents to decide what they want to do. But we would like to do whatever we can to keep the learning going. It's not only the academics. It's the emotional, psychological welfare of the student which we are more anxious to handle and take care. Because if students are psychologically not in good place, because they are not able to mingle, fraternize, have fun, they may not be able to do well in academics too. So it's very important that the schools open up, and we look forward to seeing all our children back to school with time, with your consent, with all safety precautions taken by us. Thank you for the enormous amount of support and faith you have, and we would live up to your expectation. Thank you.